Alrighty, so let's do this real quick. We're going to debunk some of the lies that we have heard from JP Miller as of late. And, some new things have come through, but I'm going to start with scripture first and then get into what the point I want to make, okay? Proverbs 19:9, a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish, okay? Proverbs 12:22, lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. Now, I'm going to touch on some of Flo's interview. I'm going to touch on Plunder on YouTube, Plunder. She applied for a FOIA with the Myrtle Beach Police Department, and she just got a plethora of cases, either 911 calls or, where they responded. And so we'll talk about a couple of those. And then some that I even caught in my own conversation with him. We'll go over that right now. Now, one of the things that Flo had asked, which, was a great question. I have to give him that because it's one that, we've all wondered, And I'm going to give a shorter version because, when you're dealing with somebody like JP, you're 2 feet in one shoe. And you got to be careful with your words because this guy will hang up on you or take off when things get uncomfortable. He even admits that in that 2-hour video. If I start getting uncomfortable, I'm going to find a way, make an emergency, and leave. He says that, okay? I paraphrase, but that's basically what he said. So the question was, do you have any other proof than the truck on the highway that you were where you said you were on April 27th? Okay. So his answer was, the authorities have it. I was with about 100 people. It was for a kid's school. We ate together, had dinner together. He says he has receipts. And there was some sort of court paper that said to keep these people out of it. Okay. Now, receipts aren't going to bring any of those people in it. That's number one. Okay? That's number one. Number two, those people are going to have nothing to do with you giving evidence. Knowing how severe this case is and how it's gone global, you would think those people wouldn't be that concerned if they care about you and they're your friends, because you claim, JP, that you love them so much and they mean so much to you. So then why wouldn't they want to end the protests and the accusations and the reporting by showing proof that you were at said event? And I'll tell you why they won't do it, because there is no proof. Receipts and whatnot don't need to be under litigation. They don't need to be held for court. If you really wanted to stop all the accusations, you'd show the proof. Now, what shows me that is that you were quick to show pill bottles, which were obviously, tampered with. Because, professional after professional after professional who works in the pharmaceutical profession has said there is no double labeling of a pill bottle, but yet you showed one. And for all we know, you probably violated a HIPAA law doing that. That you were willing to show because that was a narrative you wanted to prove. But the ones that you can't prove, you claim that the authorities have it. Well, get it from the authorities and show it to us. Okay, so we talked about the HIPAA laws. Okay, we're past that now. Now, Plunder, like I said, got all of these police reports, police calls, whatnot from Myrtle Beach. And the one that I'm gonna talk about happened on February 15, 2024. Now, before I say what it says, I want you to remember that he has said, JP has said to the Sun, he said to multiple people, I think even to Flo, he has said it to me on the phone. I was the best husband I could possibly be, and claimed Micah, 5'5", 140-ish pound Micah, 140, 150, whatever, physically hurt to the point where he had to run to the room. 6'2", 180 to 200 pound JP. Okay. Remember that now. On February 15th, 2024, Micah, the caller to a 911 call, says husband is in a manic state. 6'2", brown eyes, brown hair, John Paul Miller. There was a call for a domestic disturbance, advises that he beat her. This is in the police report. And abused her. He took her purse, took her phone, took her card, took all her guns, and he put his hands around her neck. Caller states, which was Micah, about a week ago he was impersonating my identity, and he seems like he's a danger to himself. All right. Now, what's the next one? One of the things that he said to the son, was that she, I guess in some kind of manic state, whatever, alleged that she would see him as some sort of an agent from England. Now remember that, okay? On my phone call with him. Now he's already admitted to Flo. When he gets uncomfortable with the call, he's going to hang up. He's going to find a way to get out of the call. When we started talking and I started to ask actual questions, get information, he got uncomfortable. And he said, and I quote, "I have to go. I'm getting a call from England." You know, at this point, you would have to be willfully ignorant to not realize that whatever he says about her or says that she is truthfully mirrored to him. It's really what he is and what he says and what he's done. So whatever he claims that she's done, whatever he claims that she said, whatever he claims that she is really what he's done, what he said, and what he is. It's obvious now. As I said, you'd have to be willfully ignorant to think otherwise, because it's in our face. At this point, interviewing him doesn't make any sense. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again, because he's just not going to tell the truth. He's just not going to. He's more interested in protecting himself, and which I don't understand, even in regards to the receipts to show where he was April 26th, April 27th, mostly April 27th, obviously. And I don't understand why these people who he loves so much and they mean so much to him and the whole world and whatever that he said on Flo's interview, why would they begrudge you of proving where you were on that day? You know, there's Susie Skinner giving the finger. If she was with you, you would think that she would give some proof. You know why? Because early on we told you that if you give anything that's been altered or doctored, a lot of us can detect it. So you said, well, I'm not going to do that because, forget it. So the truth of the matter is you have no proof. That's really the truth of the matter, right? So at this point, it's like I said, and I'm forgive me for repeating myself, it's obvious that what he says about Micah is truthfully what he's saying about himself. All things he accuses her of, all things that he says about her mental state, about her diagnoses, about the alleged things that she's done to him, all of it is truthfully about him. It's really truth about himself. Okay, so enough of that. I just wanted to give you guys that food for thought. This is a breakdown of those, Flo's interview, as well as what Plunder came up with. And of course, my phone call came up because I had heard him mention the Sun article saying, something about England. And I'm like, oh, there he goes again with the England. And I just find it funny. Anyhow, on another note, this evening I will be on 7:30 Eastern Standard Time with CJ at CJ's Crime Concepts. It'll be on YouTube. Now, I don't know if he airs it anywhere else, but I do know it will be on YouTube. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, CJ's Crime Concepts. And it is live. This will be my first live. I will be there. And A couple of you have asked me, are you ever going to do a live? Well, I mean, this is probably the closest I could get right now. And I'm going to do my best. It's a pretty long show. So I will be there, and I will see you guys there tonight. Again, this is food for thought. You know, you can always give me your input. I welcome your input. And it's probably going to be the same thing. We know he's a liar, yada, yada. But again, at this point, anything he says from this point on, we know he's basically saying about her, he's saying about himself. Just let's get that clear. So we don't have to have any more ridiculous interviews for him to just reiterate more lies. It makes no sense at this point. So I will see you soon. I'm sure something else will come up. And until then, God bless.